Welcome Back, Kotter was a quintessential 1970s sitcom, known for its offbeat humor, memorable catchphrases, and endearing characters. It introduced us to the Sweathogs, a group of high school misfits who, under the guidance of their teacher, Gabe Kotter, defy the odds and come to life. But there's a lot more to this show than meets the eye. Behind the laughs, there are some pretty weird and fascinating facts. Let's dive into the first 7 as we explore the true story behind this cult classic show. The role of Gabe Kotter was originally meant for a different actor. Gabe Kaplan, who played Mr. Kotter, wasn't the first choice for the role. The producers had initially envisioned someone else for the part. But after seeing Kaplan's stand-up comedy routine, they changed their minds. Kaplan, who was also a comedian before the show, brought his comedic edge and natural delivery to the role, giving the character a unique charm. It's fascinating to think how different the show could have been if another actor had been cast. The iconic theme song wasn't just for TV. The theme song, Welcome Back, performed by John Sebastian, became one of the most iconic TV theme songs ever, but it wasn't originally written for the show. John Sebastian had actually written the song for a TV show he was working on, but that project never materialized. When Welcome Back Kotter producers heard it, they knew it was a perfect fit. The song went on to become a chart-topping hit, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1976. This theme is synonymous with the show, making it one of the rare cases where a theme song became as famous as the show itself. The Sweathogs' real-life age gap. The actors playing the Sweathogs were quite a bit older than their characters. John Travolta, who played the 17-year-old Vinnie Barbarino, was 21 at the time of filming, while most of the other actors were in their 20s or early 30s. This age gap might seem odd, but the actors' ability to play high schoolers was largely due to their youthful appearances and relatable personalities. It goes to show that Hollywood often bends the rules of reality to suit the story they want to tell. John Travolta's breakthrough role. Before Saturday Night Fever and Grease catapulted him to stardom, John Travolta found his breakout role on Welcome Back, Kotter. Travolta was relatively unknown when he joined the show, but his portrayal of Vinnie Barbarino, the charming but dim-witted heartthrob, made him a household name. His catchphrase, "What's happening, hot stuff?" became one of TV's most iconic lines. Little did we know, his role in Kotter would become the stepping stone for the major movie roles he would later land. The show inspired a real-life educational movement. While Welcome Back, Kotter was just a sitcom, it actually had a significant impact on real-world education. The character of Gabe Kotter, a teacher who cared deeply for his students, even the ones who were considered troublemakers, inspired educators across the country to adopt a more compassionate approach to teaching. In many ways, Kotter's relationship with the Sweathogs helped reinforce the idea that even misfits can thrive with the right guidance and attention. Teachers saw the value in forming connections with their students, even those who were considered underachievers. The Sweathog nicknames were real-life nicknames for the actors. The nickname-based characters, such as Freddie Boom Boom Washington and Juan Epstein, were based on the actors' real personalities. For instance, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, who portrayed Freddie, was actually known as Boom Boom in real life due to his vibrant and energetic personality. Similarly, the character of Juan Epstein, played by Robert Heggies, was based on Heggies' own childhood experiences. Epstein's Puerto Rican Jewish background mirrored Heggies' real-life multicultural heritage, making the character even more authentic. The show had a spin-off, but it didn't work. In an attempt to capitalize on the success of Welcome Back, Kotter, a spin-off series was created called Kotter, focusing on Gabe Kotter's life after he left teaching. In the spin-off, Gabe tries his hand at running a private school, but unfortunately, it failed to capture the same magic as the original series. The new show couldn't replicate the charm of the Sweathogs and their hilarious antics. Despite the failure, the original Welcome Back, Kotter remains an enduring classic, and its cultural impact is still felt today. The original title was different before Welcome Back. Kotter became the hit show we know. It had a working title, Kotter. This title, focusing entirely on Gabe Kotter's character, didn't capture the essence of the ensemble cast, especially the dynamic between Kotter and his students, the Sweathogs. After much deliberation, the producers wisely changed the title to Welcome Back, Kotter, which reflected the show's emphasis on the relationships between the teacher and his troubled but lovable students. This change helped make the show more inclusive of the whole cast, and it paid off. The characters were based on real people. The main characters on Welcome Back, Kotter, were not just figments of the writers' imaginations. Many of the characters, including the Sweathogs, were inspired by real people the creators knew. Gabe Kotter himself was modeled after a real teacher that co-creator James Comack had back in high school. The Sweathogs were also based on types of students the creators had encountered in real life, each representing a different personality of the high school misfit. This authentic inspiration helped ground the show in reality, making it relatable for viewers. The show's success led to a TV movie after Welcome Back. Kotter concluded its run in 1979. The fans weren't ready to say goodbye to the Sweathogs. This led to the creation of a TV movie titled Welcome Back, Kotter, the Sweathogs Reunion, which aired in 1978. The movie brought back the original characters to catch up with them after graduation. Though it didn't become a huge hit, it was a nostalgic treat for the fans who had grown attached to the lovable group of high school misfits. It was one of those rare instances where a show's legacy lived on beyond the final episode. The show's run was shorter than it seemed, though Welcome Back. Kotter felt like it was around for much longer. It actually only ran for 4 seasons, from 1975 to 1979. Despite its massive impact on pop culture, the series was relatively short-lived by today's standards. However, the show's influence far outstripped its brief time on the air, with its memorable catchphrases like, "What's happening hot stuff?" from John Travolta's Vinnie Barbarino, and its heartwarming depiction of teacher-student relationships. Welcome Back, Kotter had a lasting impact, securing its place in TV history. The Sweathogs had their own catchphrases. The characters on Welcome Back, Kotter, were known for their memorable catchphrases that helped define the show. Vinnie Barbarino's "What's happening, hot stuff?" became one of the most iconic lines in TV history, but he wasn't alone in the catchphrase department. Other Sweathogs, including Freddie Boom Boom Washington and Arnold Horshack, had their own signature lines. Arnold's "Ooh, Mr. Kotter" became so ingrained in the show's identity that it was later parodied in various other TV shows and movies. These catchphrases were an essential part of the show's charm and contributed to its cultural relevance. The show almost had a different theme song. John Sebastian's Welcome Back wasn't the original theme song for the show. Initially, the producers had something entirely different in mind, but the song by Sebastian was deemed a much better fit. Interestingly, the song was written for a completely different show, but when it didn't work out for that show, Welcome Back, Kotter grabbed it. It turned out to be a stroke of genius, with the song becoming just as famous as the show itself. The tune, lighthearted and catchy, has remained iconic over the years. The Sweathogs' influence on real high schoolers. While Welcome Back, Kotter, was a comedy, it had a deeper effect on its audience, especially teenagers. The show introduced a group of students who didn't fit the mold, but still found acceptance and love in the eyes of their teacher and each other. Many real-life students saw a reflection of themselves in the Sweathogs. The show helped teenagers realize that, even if they didn't fit in with the traditional cool crowd, they still had value and could succeed in life. The show's underlying message of self-acceptance resonated deeply with many young viewers, cementing the show's place in the hearts of many. A few major cast changes over the years. Welcome Back, Kotter wasn't immune to cast changes, which is a bit unusual for a show that centered so heavily around its main characters. The most notable cast change happened in the 3rd season when the character of Juan Epstein, played by Robert Hagees, was written out of the show. He left to pursue other opportunities, and his departure marked a shift in the show's dynamic. Though the character of Epstein was sorely missed, the show managed to continue with the remaining characters. But it never fully regained the same magic without him. That's a wrap on part 2 of our deep dive into Welcome Back, Kotter. Who knew there were so many bizarre and fascinating facts about this beloved show? From its iconic theme song to its lasting influence on real-life education, Welcome Back, Kotter will always hold a special place in TV history. If you enjoyed these quirky behind-the-scenes stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on our future content. What's your favorite Welcome Back, Kotter memory? Let us know in the comments.